Tornado Shot Deadeye might be the single most popular build in 3.23 Affliction League. On the account of great speed, both amazing bosser and speed farmer with different variations, I'm not surprised at all. The build either goes with a triple elemental version with a mixed elemental damage bow, or a cold conversion omniscience version with stacking as many stats as they can, using crystallized omniscience to convert all of those stats into elemental pen. There is a third way, however, which is my favorite. Full lightning damage Doriani's prototype. This build relies on 3 key unique items. Doriani's prototype to make nearby enemies have as high, in our case as low, lightning resistance as us. This means that we deal equal damage to the smallest white mob and pinnacle bosses. And I just love how I don't have to swap between speed mapping and bossing setups because of this. Horned interrogation to apply wither stacks with every attack and increase the elemental damage the enemies take. And a brutal restraint to make our critical strike chance and damage lucky at the cost of our helm slot. With this, we will use a spine bow base with ideally high lightning damage, as Doriani's makes us only deal lightning damage. Other useful stats are 1 to 2 extra arrows, elemental damage with attack skills, attack speed, and critical strike chance. With this bow, we will use a broad-headed arrow quiver base with additional arrow, added lightning damage, crit multi, damage with bow skills and attacks. To make full use of Doriani's, we want to have as low lightning resistance as possible. That means no items should have even a 1% to max out our DPS. Means we start from minus 60, using a melding of flesh to get another minus 80%, and a Venter's Gamble for another minus 25%. With Catalyst, this can be as low as minus 30%, making it our best DPS ring. Other than the lightning, you can focus on getting as high of cold and fire resist, life, and even quant with this piece. Thanks to melding of flesh and brutal restraint keystone making our helm useless, we really have to squeeze every piece of item we have for resistances, so our other ring, boots, and the belt will do just that, along with the life and either strength and intelligence for item requirements, or item-specific stats like 30% movement speed for boots, or minus mana cost craft. The boots can also be a place where you can pick up brittle ground for some extra critical strike chance against bosses if you don't mind that playstyle. The last item is High Risk Truth Amulet for a large bonus in crit multi, calling strike, and pretty much free level 30 precision. Simple, cheap, but powerful. For more sustain, pick up one with lightning damage leech corrupted implicit. We'll turn part of this into instant leech. On the skill tree, we will make space for 2 large and 4 medium cluster jewels. One of the large ones will give us martial prowess and fuel the fight for attack speed and mana leech, only focusing on these 2 nodes and the jewel sockets. The other one has 12 passives for bow damage, 35% increase effect, 3% attack speed per node. Medium cluster jewels are 4 to 5 passive ones with eye to eye and repeater for more attack speed and increased damage to close enemies. And while we're here, we'll pick up 2 additional arrows, a bunch of critical strike related passives, spell suppression, mana reservation, Leech Mastery for instant leech, so we can full heal with just 1 attack in a large group. Take some life nodes as well, so we don't die in 1 hit. Point blank, so we are somewhat melee to deal 30% more damage, and we have a skill tree. Having pretty much everything covered, we can get to the skills. Since we don't have a usable helm, we are kinda starved for sockets. Our main 6 link consists of Tornado Shot, Inspiration, Awakened added lightning damage, added critical strike damage, Awakened elemental damage, and volatility support, this one being the biggest DPS increase of all. It increases maximum damage and lowers minimum damage, making the range of the damage roll much higher. Combine this with lucky rolls, which means the damage gets rolled twice, and the game picks the bigger number. I think you can see why this is such a good combination. Other support links are Frenzy with Mana Forged Arrows and Power Charge on Crit for free charge generation, Mark on Hit with Sniper's Mark and Life Tap, Breath and Determination Aura with Enlighten for both damage and tankiness, since our armor applies to not only physical damage but lightning hits as well. Keyword being hits, since degen zones can pretty much one-tap you still. Just make sure you hold your distance. For mobility, I use Flame Dash. Guard skill is Molten Shell since we use armor. And while we're in Affliction League, we make use of Magi's Ascendancy for tinctures. We use a freeze one with Rage generation for even more DPS and crowd control. This allows us to generate flash charges with hits, even for unique flash against bosses, which is pretty nice. I also take Bark Skin for even more armor, ailment avoidance, and reduced ailment duration. And this is my 3.23 Giga lightning damage Tornado Shot Deadeye build guide. I hope you've enjoyed this. In case you like these kind of videos, subscribe and let me know in the comments in case I've missed anything or you have any questions. Become a channel member so you can support what I'm doing, and until the next one, see you later. Bye! We really have to squeeze every piece of item.